Oh, it is only fitting that this axe found its way to the bullseye, the center of the target, because today's featured destinations brings us to the center of the state of Michigan for an examination of some amazing golf courses, great restaurants, and more fun off the course than you probably even knew was here. In the moments ahead, we're going to have some fun on and off the course as we meet in Mount Pleasant.
Welcome to Michigan Golf Live Television, celebrating our 20th season of shining the spotlight on the best places to stay, play, and enjoy the greatest game on earth. Stay connected 24/7 to MGL on Facebook, Twitter, our weekly radio show, and podcasts on the all-new FOREGolfersNetwork.com.
Hi, I'm Bill Hobson, and I sure am glad you're joining us for today's program, because for many of you, this may very well be the first time you've ever thought of Mount Pleasant, Michigan as more than a university town, the home of Central Michigan University. It's so much more than that, including a collection of 11 championship golf courses. In the moments ahead, we'll show you 4 of them, as well as a great deal of fun you can enjoy off the course. Now, we don't have any time to waste, so let's get things started with our first featured course as we head over to Farwell and Eagle Glen. With 11 courses located roughly 30 minutes from downtown Mount Pleasant, we begin our journey on the northern end of that region in Farwell, just a few minutes from downtown Clare at beautiful Eagle Glen, and Sammy Baldwin is the general manager here. This is such a great golf course. Yes. I don't know if everybody knows about it yet.
No, we're kind of known as a hidden gem around here, so it's a little underrated, but by far, I'm biased, but one of my favorites.
You've been here a lot of years of your life. You've been in a general manager's role for just a short amount of time, but you've sort of grew up here, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I've been here, I think I started playing here when I was about 8 years old. Been my whole life a lot.
Well, you've seen it all then. It's a really good golf course.
Yeah.
My first time here was during, I was coaching at the high school level, and we had a match here, and I had never set foot on the property. And by the time we were finishing up, I was really impressed with how good of a playing experience this is. How do you describe the golf experience at Eagle Glen?
I tell people that it's not your traditional Michigan course, that it's a link style. Instead of the Michigan trees, that we've got fescue instead.
What's the best feature of this course from a condition standpoint? I'm thinking the greens have always been really good.
Yep, this year I would absolutely say the greens. We did some different things last fall, did some deep tining, and it's really shown.
Well, the 2 nines are separated for the most part by the driveway into here.
Yep.
So let's take a little run through the front 9 and maybe some of your highlight favorite holes on the first 9.
Starting off in order, that number 2 is probably one of my favorites, par 5. Your tee shot, you have to make sure that you're a little bit to the right. You want to avoid, we have a large tree over to the left.
It's a famous tree. I think I've maybe hit it a couple times.
Yeah, same. I think we all have that, like, part of the experience here. And then easy shot in, you can lay back a little bit, you can give yourself a 150-yard shot in, or you can go for it a little bit closer, give yourself a nice wedge shot in.
Got that green kind of nestled up on the left at a little platform.
Yep.
In among the pines.
Protected by some pines, protected by some bunkers, and that's also 2-tiered green, so you have to be pretty strategic about where you're putting your shot.
So other than the tree, the pines, and the 2-tiered green, real easy hole there on number 2.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
How about after that?
Then we're going to move over to number 6. That would be what I would consider one of our more signature holes. From the whites, it's probably 150 to 160 over the water. We have a nice pond with some rocks surrounding it, and then a big weeping willow tree on the left.
There is no way a course as beautiful as Eagle Glen gets that way by accident. This guy, golf course superintendent James Halstead, is largely responsible for the past couple of decades plus.
Yeah.
For this property. So how do you describe your baby here? You know every inch of Eagle Glen.
Well, I've been here long enough that I know every square inch of this course, and you know, I just have to treat it just like my family.
Well, Sammy's going to continue playing with us, but on the back 9, I thought we'd let you describe your favorite 3 holes or so. What do you like the best on this backside?
Well, starting off like on number 10, you know, I really like that hole because if you're feeling really loose, there's a trap on the left that if you can clear that trap, there's a backside of that bunker, and if you just land it just right, that ball just explodes towards the green, and it's a real advantage.
After that, we come to number 13. What is special about 13?
13, you know, you just, then again, if you're feeling powerful, you just step up and hopefully you can get it on top of the hill so you can reach the green in 2.
We're going to let the big hitting Sammy take on that one. She's
That's
a bomber.
Right. If you're short, you know, then you've got a blind shot. So the ideal thing is to get up on top, and then you've got a lot of options.
And after that round at beautiful Eagle Glen, I worked up a bit of an appetite, and I heard about this authentic Irish pub in Mount Pleasant with over 90 years of history, and they're talking some really, really good entrees, so we thought we'd stop by and have a light snack and discover what it is that makes the Green Spot the place to go for your post-round meal. All right, Sam, what is it about the Green Spot that makes it so popular? You see golfers in here all the time.
I think it's the friendly atmosphere. We try to provide great service, friendly service, fast service, and great food all in one place.
Part of that great food experience when you're an authentic Irish pub is the quality of the corned beef.
Yeah.
So what are we getting into?
We actually make it here from a private supplier, and it's not that lunch meat corned beef that you get at a lot of typical places.
You see a lot of golfers come in to wind down after a day on the course?
Absolutely, and they all are ready to have a good time. They've been out on the course with their friends all day long, and they come in here to have a couple of drinks and some good food. If you're looking for a good time, good drinks, good food, friendly atmosphere, I think that you should come to the Green Spot.
I hope you like my hair. We'll be back to the golf course here in just a couple of moments. Before we do that, though, we wanted to stop by a really cool place in Mount Pleasant called Valhalla Indoor Axe Throwing, where, as you may guess, they have axe throwing and a lot more that you can come and do when you're not on the golf course. Chelsea Beadle, what is some of the other stuff you can do inside Valhalla?
Yeah, so in addition to axe throwing, you can also come in and you can play cornhole, you can play ping pong, we have an indoor badminton, and then of course we have a bar where we serve all of your favorite beers and liquors and all of that. If you're like me, I love to shoot around at 18 and then come in here, have another beer, and throw a round of cornhole with my friends.
So the competition never ends.
And not with me.
We'll take a break. We're back with more in Mount Pleasant after this. Welcome back to our special showcase of golf and life and fun in the Mount Pleasant, Michigan area. Not only do we have the opportunity to showcase 11 golf courses within 30 minutes of each other, but we also bring you downtown where there are over 100 shops and boutiques and eateries, so there's something for everybody in your family. We'll look a little bit more at those activities in a moment, but first, let's head back to the golf course about 30 minutes away in St. John's, just down US 127, where we find the Emerald. On the southernmost end of the Mount Pleasant region, we find the Emerald right on US 127, and no one knows this place better than Jay Eccleton. And this is, I think, one of the hidden gems, not only in the state, but maybe in the Midwest. This is such a good golf course.
Yeah, the Emerald is now in its really its prime. It was built in the mid-90s, and it is one of the best places to play. It's the manicuring, the golf course is fantastic. We are such a friendly course to all skill levels of golfer, and being our location is middle of the state, it gives everybody an opportunity to enjoy the property, and it's just a welcome home kind of event for us to have people come play.
Well, take us on a little tour of what this course feels like. You've played pretty well here over the years, so you know it fairly well.
So the golf course is really, there's no hidden hazards, there's no forced carries. Basically, for, like I said earlier, all skill levels, the golf course is set up with speed on the greens and playability from tee to green. So if you're looking for a course that is similar to any private setting, any private club setting, the Emerald is the place to go. And be able to get that opportunity to play is pretty significant for a lot of folks.
Now, you mentioned the greens here, and that is to me one of the great features of this public course that feels like a top-end private course when it comes to getting on the greens.
Yeah, we take a lot of pride in our greens, and if you've played the Emerald, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't played the Emerald, you've probably heard. One of the focuses that we have here since the day we started here is the green quality. So we stimp our greens somewhere near that double-digit number. A lot of times that's maybe a little bit quicker than most, but the quality, the playability, and the smoothness of the greens is what we pride ourselves on at all times. And if you haven't heard of the Emerald in the past, you will have heard of it in the future just by people playing. Word of mouth is huge for us.
There is such good golf in this Mount Pleasant region.
Oh.
I mean, for you folks to be involved in that group of 11 courses, I would think the strength in numbers is pretty impressive. And I'm hoping that our viewers will understand this is a golf destination, not just a drive-through.
Right, absolutely. This is because of our location in the middle of the state, and with us, our location to Mount Pleasant and on the way, we draw from all areas. We draw from Grand Rapids, Lansing, Flint, and even Mount Pleasant folk that will come down. The biggest thing about it is just that there's so many great golf courses in the middle of the state. There's a lot of travel up north, obviously we know that, but if you're just looking for a quick getaway and you want to have some championship golf courses to play, there's no better place than this area, this Clinton, Gratiot, Isabella area to play golf.
Now, as solid as the golf experience is here at the Emerald, the post-golf dining experience is even more special. And for that part of the story, we're going to turn to Jay's much better half. Her name is Katie. After your round of golf at the Emerald, if you struggle on the greens, you have to order the 3-putt salad, along with a wide array of choices on the menu. Katie, this place is so fun not only to play, but to stick around afterwards at the Emerald.
Thank you. Yes, it is. This is the place to socialize, for sure.
Dining room inside, or we're enjoying a little picnic outside
Yeah.
today. Only 2/3 of this is for me. So what's your favorite out of everything here in front of us?
Everything in front of me, it's a toss-up between the healthy option of the 3-putt salad and the crispy chicken tender sandwiches to die for.
If we could just turn that camera off now, I'm going to start digging into a little bit of everything. Thanks so much for your hospitality.
You're
and
welcome.
to your lesser half, Jay, for showing us around the golf course.
Thank you very much.
If you've played this game for any length of time, you know how challenging it can be to try to get the ball to go where you want it to when using something like this. In the next couple of moments, we'll introduce you to a different form of golf, equally as challenging, if not more.
Why don't you hand that over, Bill? We got a new club for you to try out here for the next few minutes.
Oh man, and there's water between me and the hole. Welcome to the world of disc golf and another kind of fun you can have when you visit Mount Pleasant. When you want to learn about disc golf, you go to a Mount Pleasant expert, and Jordan Bursma is a Mount Pleasant expert. So what is this sport that I'm about to enter?
Yeah, Bill, the sport is similar to traditional what we call ball golf, but instead of using a club and balls, you're going to use various discs to get your disc into a basket that's typically 200 to 400 feet away, and as little throws as possible.
So the idea of scoring is still the same,
Correct.
but the process of getting there very much different. I have 14 golf clubs in my bag. How many discs? I almost said frisbees, not frisbees.
Not frisbees, discs,
How
you're
many
right.
discs are in your bag?
My bag has about 20 in them.
What's the difference between the discs?
So just like you would have different clubs, you might have a pitching wedge, you might have a 6-iron, a driver, we have 3 different categories of clubs. We have our putters, our mid-ranges, and our drivers. And they all do something just a little bit different. Some of them might have a little bit more curve on them, different weights, different flight patterns, and hence the reason why we carry lots and lots of discs for different types of shots.
All right, Craig Klingon, I need some expert from a disc golf expert.
All right.
How do I properly launch this thing?
Well, you're left-handed like I am.
Good, all the smart ones
So
are.
we're looking up the hole,
Yep.
and it curves to the left. That's the wrong way for a lefty,
Yes,
because our discs are going to fade to the right.
yes.
So you need to throw something that's understable. This is a DGA Vortex that's understable. So when I throw it, it's going to turn a little bit to the left and kind of hold its flight.
As you watch my technique in just these few moments, what kind of potential do I have, or should I stick just with club and ball?
Well, I saw you throw 3 times. Yeah, it's good. Just to work on your follow through, swing through it.
That sounds very familiar to me. So there are some similarities between the two.
Absolutely.
It's not every day you get to play a golf course where the guy who designed it is here every day, but Dan Pohl, former PGA Tour player and the namesake behind the PohlCat, is my co-host for this little section. What's special about your baby here?
Well, first let me say it's a pleasure to see you again. We've done a lot of things together
Yeah,
over the
for
years.
sure.
I've enjoyed spending some time with you. But really the golf course just kind of speaks for itself, Bill. I mean, it's a type of golf course where everything's right in front of you, no hidden agenda. You got to play, really good iron shots. So, I consider myself one of the best iron players during my time on the tour. And so when I was building this, I really made the driving on certain holes, 7, 8, 15, some of the tighter holes is a premium. But other than that, I kind of let you move it out there a little bit without any inhibiting factors out there. But what I really like about it is the iron play. Mix of irons, mix of distances that you're going to have in. Got a lot of holes that unfortunately, because of the way this routing is and the way the wetlands set in, that you got a lot from the 375 to 410 range, but they never look the same.
Yeah.
There's always a variation of looks, the caping of the bunkers, from 150 yards out. If you went to every hole out here, you'd never see the same thing twice. And that's what I like about it. And so from that standpoint, it never looks, it never looks different or the same. And so you're always excited about what's going to happen in front of you.
Now take us through your favorite stretch of holes here. I know that it's like asking you to name your favorite of 18 children, but I know you're fond of the home stretch of 15 through 18.
I am, very much so. I mean, there's little pockets of where you have to score and where you have to make sure you don't come out of it too bad. I think the stretch of really 7 through 12 are the meat of the golf course. You have to play them pretty decent to score overall, but if you're going to make birdies, it's going to be early, and it's going to be the stretch 15, 16, 17 and 18 are tough ones, but they are birdieable. But I will say that with 15 a short 4, you can kind of pick and choose how you want to play it. You can be aggressive and go, at the green, but you pay the price for it. But 16 is one of my favorite par 5s, because once you decide to go off the tee long and get a chance to go at that green, then you have to make the tough decision. Are you going to go ahead and go at the green that's kind of front left to back right, very difficult. But if you do, 3 is a possibility, but 6 is in the equation. So, those as a tour player, when you make those type of choices, that's what I enjoy doing.
What do you want to hear from a PohlCat customer after the round when they come inside?
The biggest thing for me is it was challenging, but it was fair. I still believe that a golf course has to challenge a player. It's not just there just to hit it anywhere you want. I know that everybody wants to base their round of golf on what they score, but really, to me, the shot value and the beauty of this golf course speaks for itself. But when you get in, if somebody can tell me that that something was hidden from them, everything you can see, every green from pretty much every tee box. There's not any hidden agenda on it. So if you can get in and they say, man, that was a challenging round of golf, but really it was fair, that would be probably the best thing I could hear, along with the beauty that goes along with it.
Quite clearly, a lot of thought was put into every aspect of the PohlCat experience, and it kind of helps that you have a PGA Tour player and a member of the Michigan Golf Hall of Fame to put all that together. So thank you, man. It's good to see you.
Always a pleasure, Bill. Thanks for coming.
We have spent the past several moments inviting you to join us in Mount Pleasant for golf, life, and fun. And there's no way we could possibly leave town without introducing you to one more place where you can have an incredible dining experience after your round of golf. It's called Hunter's Ale House, and I want to welcome in Pat Simons, who is the general manager of this wonderful place.
Nice to meet you.
It looks like people are having a great time. What does everybody want when they come here?
So for here, especially, it's the brewery. We make almost all of our own beers. We do have other specialties from around Michigan and around the United States. We have different events going on during the week. We do trivia nights, karaoke, especially in the summertime with the patio. We do live music on Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays for people just to kick back and enjoy the weather, and good music, good food, and good drinks.
Okay, we've got time left for one more course in our visit to Mount Pleasant, and it is a beauty. Friends, I don't care if you have to get here by plane, train, automobile, or one of these things. You have got to tee it up at this Jerry Matthews masterpiece known as Buck's Run, the final course in our visit to Mount Pleasant. Emily Rohde is the PGA professional here at Buck's Run. This is a great office to have.
It's a great view.
How do you describe what Jerry Matthews did here?
Well, little backstory on it. So in 2000, well actually 1999, the owners of Fisher Companies came out here with Jerry Matthews, kind of doing a survey of the land that used to be an old quarry, gravel sand pit, and had been used up, and they kind of looked at the layout and they thought this is a great place for a golf course. So with the help of Jerry Matthews and the vision of a few other people from Fisher Companies, they created Buck's Run. It opened in July of 2000.
Buck's Run is known for a lot of things. Quality conditions, the greens are always perfect, the fairways are always perfect, and some par threes that are a real test.
Yes.
You've got to have your iron game sharpened.
You really do, yeah. So hole number 4 is the first par 3 you come across. I think the first 4 holes are probably the hardest starting holes out there. So you get to number 4, you've got water all along the left side, and you've got tree lines all along the right, and a green that's got 2 different tiers, a false front and then a tier that runs right through the middle, and it slopes all the way to the back.
And it's only a 200-yard shot from
only
the back.
Only 200
tees.
yards, yeah, so it's like a pitching wedge for you and I. And then number 8, another challenging one over water. Depending where you're teeing off from, it's either all over water or you have water running up the right side, and then you have that catch-all area in the back if you go along as well, which makes it a challenging shot coming back. Number 14 on the back is the first one you come across, hitting not over water, but downhill with water surrounding all 3 sides of it.
And then we come to this beauty,
and then we come to
number 17.
Yep, 17 over the Chippewa River that runs through the majority of the back 9 of the course. Very challenging green, lots of slopes, a few different false fronts on this one.
I love how Jerry weaved through this property the use of the river and the man-made lakes. You have a little bit of a different feel that maybe you wouldn't expect in the center of the state. It feels like with the elevation changes that you must be somewhere further north.
Right.
It's absolutely stunning here. Do you have a favorite stretch of 3 holes?
My favorite stretch of 3 holes, it depends. From a scoring perspective, I really like 10, 11, 12. I think you make the turn, you get past those first 4 holes on the front, and then 10, 11, 12, and even 13 are really good birdie scoring opportunities. But as far as my favorite holes, 16, 17, 18 has to be a really great way to finish.
Yeah, number 18 is one that will either make or break your round. That is a very stout finishing hole and beautiful to say the least. When you come to Bucks Run, great personal service is part of the package. In fact, you could be out playing your round of golf and have food delivered to you, just a light snack before you get to the main course. And that main course is waiting for you at the Quarry Grill. With a view like this, Emily, it's hard to beat.
It is very hard to beat. We have a great atmosphere. You can sit uncovered or under our covered patio. We have our Quarry Grill inside the bar, as well as a full banquet facility as well for weddings and corporate events.
You've got a menu, a kitchen, a chef staff that I think is as good as anything in Central Michigan. And this little sampling we have in front of us is a good indicator.
Yeah, Chef Ben and George have been with us for, I think, both now 20+ years, so they bring a lot of variety and skills to their menu. We have our Southwest salad, which is a very popular option amongst all of our guests. Our new French onion burger as well on the lunch menu, that's a delicious treat. And then a couple dinner menus items as well. We've got the airline chicken with some fresh vegetables on the side, as well as our tomahawk steak right off the bone.
I want to make sure you invite everybody to the area for a stay and play package here at Bucks Run.
Yes, so we do stay and play packages with, it's 8 different lodging providers, as well as 10 different courses in the local area. We book everything for you guys prepaid. We can even include some steak dinners into those pricing options as well. It's a great option if you don't want to make that hike up north and just come right here and you get the experience.
Great golf course, great service, tremendous restaurant. Bucks Run, one of the highlights of your time in Mount Pleasant. We have just a few moments left on today's special program in and around the Mount Pleasant area, and the Executive Director of the Mount Pleasant Convention and Visitors Bureau is my friend Chris Rowley, and man, we have had such a great time showcasing golf and fun off the course. You get to live this. What's special about this region?
I do. Well, we're centrally located within the state of Michigan. It's beautiful nature beauty here. We're here in front of the Chippewa River, and I don't think people realize how much natural beauty the Mount Pleasant area has. We have over 1,000 acres of parkland and 18 nature preserves to get out and explore. We have the Chippewa River where you can canoe, kayak, tube, the Chippewa River, and of course beautiful golf courses.
We've only showcased 4 of the 11 golf courses. But the fun we've had on them and then off the golf course, I think has surprised even me, and I've lived in this state my entire life.
Yeah, there's always something to do. So we have over 100 restaurants, and not everyone knows we have that many restaurants, not including fast food. We're home to the Soaring Eagle Casino, which is the largest gaming floor in the Midwest, and Central Michigan University, which has over 500 events annually and is a Division I athletics school. So we have always something going on in the community and things to do.
Well, so many of you, depending on where you began your trip throughout Michigan, have probably driven through Mount Pleasant on 127 at some point, and we're making the case that it's time to not drive through, but to stop and play and enjoy.
Yeah, do something else. Do something that you might not know about. Did you know that you can canoe or kayak or explore or add the outdoors to your trip? Yes, we have beautiful golf courses, 11 within the area, but get out and do something else and expand your trip and make Mount Pleasant a destination.
There's absolutely no way that in just 30 minutes we can capture all of the beauty and the fun you can enjoy on and off the golf course in and around Mount Pleasant, but these past few minutes have given you a pretty good sampler platter, so now the invitation is yours to put together the ideal golf and fun getaway to the center of the state here in Mount Pleasant. Thanks for watching.